Even for an adult with significant professional experience, navigating the realm of personal money can be difficult. You should be able to gain the money management skills you need to keep your finances under control with some careful preparation, a solid strategy, and knowledge of the fundamentals. Here are some basic financial principles that everyone should be aware of. Stick around to learn some valuable lessons. Number 1. Don't spend to show off. Many people have the idea that rich individuals spend money wherever and whenever they like. It's completely untrue. They are actually pretty frugal when it comes to purchasing luxuries and conveniences, which is what maintains their financial standing. They lead regimented, organized lives and avoid acquiring items that are not very valuable. It's not a good idea to invest in a home that is significantly more expensive than your budget. In order to find offers that you can afford, you should look for ones that involve extensive haggling. It will cost you a lot of money to display a home that you can hardly afford. Rich people don't waste their money on extravagant vacations or the newest electronic devices. Instead, people favor staying at pleasant, comfortable hotels or being content with the phone they currently own. These folks are aware of the value of money, but nonetheless spend it on transient items. Therefore, it's wise to invest some money on items that will be important in the long run. Number 2. Wealthy people are frugal. Don't buy clothes or the incredibly expensive perfume, even if they look alluring enough. Many people might not be aware of this, yet hasty purchases are one of the causes of record low credit balances. Wealthy people have the freedom to buy anything whenever they want, but they choose not to because they carefully consider if they actually need it. The total cost of your OTT platform and digital TV channel subscription may surprise you. Rich folks rarely watch TV and instead like to keep a nice digital subscription on hand for sporadic enjoyment at the moment. Therefore, consider again the next time you renew the big digital package. It's difficult to imagine that wealthy people don't purchase opulent goods for their everyday lives. Although purchasing expensive clothing, handbags, shoes, and cars may seem appealing, they can soon put a dent in your money account. Once in a while, treating yourself to a luxury item is acceptable, but avoid overspending by avoiding unnecessary purchases. Having multiple credit cards just increases the amount of charges you have to keep track of. According to rumors, wealthy people typically carry just 1 or 2 credit cards so they won't have to worry about withdrawals from various accounts. Number 3. Your network is your net worth. You do require a network and cannot continue to live in isolation. Why is that then? In the first place, we need friends for our general well-being and enjoyment. Your network exposes you to new chances, gives you access to more people, strengthens your professional position, and maintains your mental health. It turns into your support system through personal and/or professional low points, acting as a shoulder to weep on or a source of inspiration to get you through. Additionally, it exposes you to fresh viewpoints and ideas, broadening your understanding of the outside world. And as we are all aware, knowledge is power. Your network also helps to build a circle of dependable friends with a variety of expertise who can assist you when you need it, saving you time, effort, and money. Finally, your network determines your net worth, or to put it another way, how much power and influence you have both personally and professionally in your community. You advance in every imaginable way because of the people you know and how much they care about you. Number 4. Marry to make money. Whether you've recently tied the knot, plan to do so, or are just getting serious, now is the time to talk about money. Sound unromantic? Unfortunately, financial issues are a frequent source of tension in relationships, and if they are not resolved, they may start to affect more than just your wallet. Early in your relationship, be frank about where you stand financially. If one of you is struggling with debt or has very specific financial goals, you should talk about it now. Discuss your money habits too. Are you a risk taker or cautious about money? A saver or a spender? Your attitudes about money don't have to be identical, but if there are big differences, some compromises may be required. You need to decide how to best combine finances for your relationship. Some couples split the cost of paying bills equally, while others pool their funds and only use them for wants rather than necessities, which helps prevent overspending on wants. Number 5. Investing shouldn't excite you. Successful investing should be boring. It should be long-term in nature. It requires patience and discipline and the ability to ignore the madness of the crowds. But you can't brag about being boring to your friends and coworkers. No one writes glowing profiles about normal people who diligently save and invest their hard-earned money, keep fees to a minimum, and stay the course. Another thing, don't chase returns. Just because something has done well in the last 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and is going up like crazy does not mean you have to run behind it. Let's look at the trends that maybe not are too sexy. 2 years ago, in August 2020, if you told someone to buy oil, they would be laughing at you. But oil was almost at zero. Why wouldn't you buy oil stocks? They only have to go up from there. But if you told people to buy tech, they were just running to buy tech. 2-year return in most of the tech funds, even international, is negative. But in August 2020, you'll laugh if you told them you didn't buy tech, but look at how energy is done. Number 6. Investing shouldn't be complicated. As human beings, we all love a good challenge. It gets our adrenaline pumping, and most importantly, we feel an ingrained sense of achievement on accomplishing it. This very ideology leads us to believe that in case something is more detail-oriented or complex, it's perceived to be better. A lot of market gurus and product managers have understood this bias, and today, be it a smartphone, an app, or a pizza, it's always loaded with additional features and variants to make it seem more desirable. The investments that do well will have a large and clear impact on your investments, and the ones that don't will be easy to single out. The more complex your investments are, the more difficult it is. Simple ideas are best, simply because when they do succeed, the reasons are obvious, and when they fail, the reasons are obvious too. Number 7. Investing should be long-term. Investing for the longer term gives you and your money the greatest chance of growing in terms of value. But this means keeping calm during periods of significant stock market volatility and remembering that, as history shows, markets typically recover. As the old investment adage goes, it's time in the market, not timing the market, which is key to returns. By delaying or cashing in on your investments, you risk missing out on the best days in the market. Over the years, the global economy has faced a lot of hardships, but the stock market has, over time, kept rising. Past performance, whether simulated or real, is not a good predictor of future performance. Neither simulated nor actual past performances are reliable indicators of future performance. Compounding is extremely powerful when it comes to investing. Albert Einstein described it as the 8th wonder of the world. It is simply earning returns on your returns. Inflation can erode the real value of savings over time. If you're prepared to accept the risks that come with investing and have time on your side, you give your money the greatest chance of growing and beating inflation over the long term. Number 8. Cash is king. Cash is one of the most important items to have when things are unclear. When other sources of finance become scarce during a financial crisis, balance sheet cash might be a business's lifeline. Having a sizable emergency fund, however, can keep a household afloat in the event of an unforeseen job loss or health emergency. Finally, during a stock market fall, investors will be relieved to have some cash in their investing portfolios. It will give them the funds to buy stocks or other assets during the decline. Many have proclaimed that cash is king due to how valuable it may be in difficult financial times. The expression suggests that, because of the flexibility it offers in a crisis, having liquid funds on hand might be essential. Despite the low returns on cash investments like money market funds, savings accounts, and bank CDs, having cash on hand can be extremely useful when faced with a financial emergency. Number 9. Wise spending shouldn't be extravagant. Being wise with your money means being thoughtful and accountable and helping it to go further to get what you want. It's about having a plan so you can spend as well as save money for a vacation, an emergency fund, or even start that business that you've been dreaming about. If you want to be wise with your money, it's not all a matter of how much you make. It's how you spend it and how you manage it so you can optimize your quality of life. A harsh truth to hear is that many people don't actually know how to spend money. It's not a skill you're taught in school, and many families don't feel comfortable discussing money openly, which means many of us are in the dark when it comes to understanding how to budget and not overspend. The idea of spending limits is too often absent. But when you start learning how to spend money correctly, you can get on top of your budget and your financial life. That's a great feeling of accomplishment and independence. Plus, it sets up for good money habits for years to come. Number 10. Freedom over happiness. Money isn't about being rich. Money is about choice and the freedom that goes along with being able to make decisions when money is not the only deciding factor. Stop thinking about money in terms of being rich and instead think about ways it can grant you financial freedom. Even if you love your job, it's time away from the other things you love, your family, your friends, your hobbies. We want to use the money we work so hard for to buy our freedom. And for what? A house bigger than you really need or can afford, full of stuff you never use and don't even remember buying? To pay off credit cards that you charge that house full of stuff to? If any of these sound like your life, you've imprisoned yourself. Money can buy choices, and choices mean freedom. Do you hate your job? You can quit and take your time finding a better one. In an unhappy relationship? You don't have to stay. You can take your money and leave. Hate the town you live in? Call the movers. We hope you take these lessons and don't make the mistakes like the people before us. Invest in yourself and slide through life wisely. That was it for this video. Which of these lessons hit you the hardest? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you in the next one.